I was done, absolutely done. I mean, spending over $700 on a RØDECaster Pro II, and then it just started acting like it was possessed after 2 years. I was getting so frustrated. I was having USB issues, random static, shutdowns. Right in the middle of a live stream, the machine would just lock up and make this whining noise. It was absolutely irritating and ridiculous. And after owning the product for 2 years, I wasn't expecting it to just catastrophically fail like this. And then I got a message that no one wants to hear. At that moment, I was absolutely ready to just walk away from RØDE completely. But 24 hours later, I got another email. And what RØDE did just absolutely shocked me. This isn't just a video about a piece of gear failing or, my opinion on how their software or their product is. This is a video about how one company almost lost me forever. And then out of nowhere, changed the entire game. So for those of you who don't know, I am Peeps. I am the founder of Total Tech Resources, live stream content creator. I do a little bit of everything, YouTube videos. And recently I ran into a major issue with my RØDECaster Pro II. After 2 years of operation, this thing decided that it was just going to literally die on me. It runs my streams, runs all of my recordings. Currently, I have a second unit now. I have the RØDECaster Duo, which is the mini version of the large RØDECaster Pro II, and that's been great. This literally runs the madness that we create. And most of you understand, if you're in the content industry or in the audio industry, the controller is literally the linchpin. And when this thing became a full-blown problem, I didn't know exactly what was going on, but I knew something had to change and something had to happen.
What do you mean by that?
And I didn't exactly have 800 bucks laying around to buy a new one.
Before I get into what happened, let me explain why the RØDECaster Pro II was such a big part of my setup. This isn't just an audio mixer. This thing basically is a full audio command center designed for professionals to bring their content to the next level. For streamers, podcasters, content creators, and live shows, you can literally run multiple microphones, control your audio levels right from the board, add effects, trigger sound pads, route audio to different places, connect to a computer, record content, and bring in calls. This thing makes your whole entire setup sound way more professional. For someone like me who streams, records, makes YouTube content, and has a lot going on in the studio, this thing became the heartbeat of my entire setup. It helped me keep everything clean, controlled, and simple. And that's why this story hit me so hard. Because when the one piece of gear that runs the entire setup starts just failing on you, it's not just an annoyance, it's a major letdown.
So my story starts a year ago. I reached out to RØDE after having some weird, strange little glitches. I would get random static, or the unit itself, like the channels would stop working, or it would stop picking up my microphone and I would have to power cycle or reselect the microphone. Little stuff, not stuff that would warrant me having a full-blown, panic attack, being worried about everything. So what I did was reached out, like anybody else would do. I reached out to tech support, and this is about a year ago. And I said to them, what do I do to fix this? And he goes, well, the only thing you can do, since it's still under warranty, is send it in to us, and we'll be happy, 100% happy, to basically fix it for free. And at that time, we had started a new campaign. We were working on some things, and I couldn't be without the device. I didn't have a backup. I couldn't be without the device for however long it would take. And all of you know, I'm sure all of you know, that this could have taken 3 days. This could have taken a month, could have taken 2 weeks. I don't know. It was so up in the air that I was scared. So I had told them at the time, so I told them what I do and what this device means to me and the fact that I didn't have a backup. And they were like, well, when you get a chance to send it in, send it in. Now, the next part's on me. It's my fault. Okay.
See, now what we have here is a failure to communicate.
I didn't send it in and I got tied up in life. You all understand what that means. I got slammed with business, own a tech business. I got slammed with the live stream. I got slammed with our charity. I just put it off to the wayside. And basically, I just dealt with the issues that I was having. I would reset the device once a month, go through the reset up. And at that point, I had gotten pretty proficient on this. You know, the Roadcaster is a professional audio device. This isn't just like, you know, a live streamer out of the box and I'm going to follow the instructions and set it up. For me, 30 years in the tech industry, this was a learning curve. And it wasn't something that happened for me overnight. It took me a lot of time to really dial this thing in and make it good. And after using it for that period of time, I had gotten pretty proficient. But all of that aside, we fast forward to the end of last year, beginning of this year, and the device started completely failing. I mean, completely failing. Because when you spend over $700 on a device that depends on your whole entire setup and you're told what I was told, you panic. You really, really panic. So I reached back out to them about a month and a half ago because it just got to a point where I couldn't function anymore. I was resetting this thing every other day and going back through the arduous setup of tracking and mapping and doing everything I had to. And the first email I got back crushed me. Um, they said it was out of warranty and there's nothing we can do. And man, I kind of went into a not full blown panic mode.
God, please, no! No!
I started researching what can I get to replace this, and there's nothing out there that does what this does, which is what I needed to do. Am I happy with the product? Yes and no. That's the closest you guys are going to get to a review.
What?
I I I I don't have anything bad to say. I don't have anything good to say. I'm right down the middle because not just the problems I was having, but the initial setup and the initial utilization of this thing, I missed my Go XLR. We all get comfortable with the tech that we know, but I missed my window.
Oh no!
And when I saw that email come through, I kind of just took the day and, you know, well, what am I going to do? Just deal with it. And that's how I am. I keep moving forward. 24 hours later, everything changed. Everything changed. The technician that I had spoke to a year ago, a full year ago, saw this come across his desk and reached out and said, hey, Mr. Such and Such, is this the same unit you were having problems with last year? And yes, if so, I'm going to go ahead and extend your warranty. And I went from zero to hero in my mind because I'm going to say something right now. This wasn't some giant corporate PR statement. This wasn't a manager jumping in for damage control. It wasn't fake. It wasn't that, you know, that BS line. We care about our customers that you get from big corporations. And Rode is not a small company. Rode is a massive company. They corner the market for audio equipment. And the fact that they allowed a general tech support help desk staff member to use common sense and make a decision without having to ask a boss or talk to a manager for me to send this in. I can pay for shipping, completely fine by that. For me to send this in and then fix it under warranty, you got my business for life right then and there. As a business owner, my customers come first.
Boring!
I don't tell them that in those scripts. I show it to them. I prove it to them that my customers are my lifeblood. Anything they want, I pretty much take care of within limits, right? For this guy to be able to do that from a massive corporate scale, Rode just won my business for life. And there was one caveat to all of this. I was nervous as hell sending it in because what was I going to get? Was I going to get a repair bill? Well, hopefully it was half the size, right? Of what it would cost me for a brand new one. Maybe it was going to cost me $300 or $400 to get it fixed. Absolutely cool. So I send it in, and I'm white knuckled for 4 days, hoping wasn't going to get a bill, wasn't going to get tagged on with something. And out of nowhere, like 5 days or 6 days later, well, I was expecting the absolute worst. They said, your unit is unrepairable. I got another email. It said, your unit is unrepairable. And at that point, I went back to that place again. Like, oh, crap. I'm going to have to buy a new unit. They can't fix it. I probably should have read a little bit further because I had stopped right there and I was like, all right, let's go back to figuring out. Wait a second. There was more in that email. And I went back. And underneath that line, there were a set of words that absolutely locked me in even more. Rode said, we're going to send you a brand new unit absolutely for free. A 2-year failure is unacceptable. That right there, you don't, okay, firstly, we're out of warranty. Secondly, the first tech didn't want to go past. And then third, they decided after checking it, they're going to just send me a brand new $800 unit free of charge, which is now set up back on my desk and working like a champ. Obviously, it was brand new out of the box with a list of instructions to monitor in case I have any problems. So apparently there was enough data for them to figure out what had failed on my machine. And I'm hoping they can implement this. But in 2026, a company that actually did the right thing, no 47-step argument, no begging, no please, no escalate to your manager. No, dude, I was so excited. I was so excited when it finally, the tracking showed up for it. So in retrospect,
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
now, let me be clear. This doesn't erase the fact that my unit failed. It had problems. It had a lot of them. And if your audio gear starts acting crazy while you're live recording or just playing my piano or guitar through the unit, that's a pretty serious issue, especially at the cost that these come in. But this is why I always say that real reviews are not just about day one excitement. Everybody's product, when it's brand new and the box is absolutely clean, lights are pretty, buttons feel really good, you're hyped, and you're excited and you want to play it and you're so happy to have it. But the real test comes later. Can it survive 2 years, a year, 6 months down the road? Reliability is key. And a company that backs up its product like Rode did for me has my business for life. And I absolutely hope it backs up. That's enough for you to make a decision if you want to go with a Rode device. So they were willing to stand behind the customer, and they technically didn't have to. I was out of warranty. That right there, like I said, won it for life.
Not bad, not bad.
That right there, like I said, won it for life. Now listen, I want to hear your stories. And what I mean by that is in the comments below. Doesn't have to be a Rode product. Have you guys ever encountered a warranty situation like this that was that amazing? I mean, it's 2026 and it's becoming a rarity, but have you guys ever gotten into a fight with another company? Don't have to go into a lot of detail or tell me the company's name. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but I'd like to know if you guys have had a similar situation happen to you. And for all of its aches and pains and frustrations, I'm sticking with the RØDECaster Pro II from here on out. And this was not a paid advertisement. Appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like and subscribe buttons. Hit that bell so you get the alerts for the next videos. They are coming, I promise.